kidneys and your liver. So any symptom or anything that has to do with your kidneys, your liver, and your heart is from elevated levels of insulin in the blood. And when insulin's high, your body will never burn fat. So you could have been on a diet for the last 10 years, eating sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, but you're still eating often, you have elevated levels of insulin, which is why you're not seeing rapid results. Do you want to see rapid results? If you put a 10x in the comments right now, I'm going to give you the #1 tip that's going to help you 10x your weight loss results. You are going to see mass, in as little as 3 days, even if you're insulin resistant, in as little as 3 to 5 days, you're going to see mass inches loss, scale loss, more energy, less sugar cravings, okay? And as little as 3 to 5 days. Comment below 10x. I'm gonna give you the #1 tip, okay? All right, lots of 10x's. I love it. You guys are amazing. I have 3 platforms, so I'm kind of trying to pay attention to everything. TikTok, you're rock and rolling. Okay, so when your insulin's high, the quickest way to lower your insulin is to have prolonged periods of very low levels of insulin in the blood. And here is the one way, if you want to see results in 3 to 5 days, here is the one way you're gonna do this, okay? I call it meal timing, or 4-4-14. This is my favorite. You've probably heard 4-4-12, 4-4-14 I like better. I'm teaching it. You can do it whichever way you want. But how this works is a simple method around eating. Okay, 4 hours, whenever you eat your breakfast, whenever you break your fast, if it's 10 o'clock in the morning, if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, if it's 8 o'clock, whatever that looks like, the first 4, whenever you eat your breakfast, you wait 4 hours minimum before you eat again. And you might think, oh, that's really easy. That's, you know, I do that. Like, I'm not done yet. But I remember thinking, oh, I can go 4 hours, no problem. But what I was really doing was going 2.5, 3.5 hours before I would eat. I would have breakfast. And then, so maybe you wake up in the morning and you have coffee with cream in it, raises your insulin. Even cream raises your insulin in your coffee. Okay, even like dairy-free, doesn't matter. So, and then a couple hours later, you eat breakfast, insulin's high. Doesn't matter what you eat, all food raises insulin, right? So, and then a couple hours later, maybe you just have like an apple because you want to wait until lunch or whatever, right? Or maybe you ate your lunch, your breakfast at like 10, so at like 1 o'clock, 3 hours later, you're hungry again, so you eat lunch. Doesn't matter what you eat, okay? A couple hours later, maybe you have a handful of nuts or another Starbies or something like that. A couple hours later, you're going home and you have dinner prepared, and then a couple hours later, it's almost bedtime, you have a little protein snacky, and then you go to bed. You've eaten all day long, insulin's high all day. So the quickest way, okay, 4-4-14. Whenever you eat your breakfast, you wait minimum 4 hours before you eat again. Minimum 4 hours, okay? Good morning, Crystal. Down 1.2 pounds this morning because of the 7-day kickstart that we're doing. Guys, I'm doing a free challenge right now. You're all invited to my free challenge. I'm going to show you in just a second. When you comment below freebie, because when you grab my freebie, you're going to get an invite to my group and you get to come in. Crystal dropped 1.2 pounds from our free challenge that we started yesterday, so you can start seeing results by tomorrow. So you're going to make sure to click the invite to my group, The Transformation Tribe, when I send you the freebie, and you're going to be able to come right in, okay? All right, so minimum 4 hours from breakfast to lunch. If you eat a lot of carbs, you drink a lot of Starbies, you eat a lot of bread, pastas, pastries, muffins, noodles, go 5 hours, okay? If you want to burn fat, maybe you have something happening by summer, you're like, I have a wedding or I have a cruise or I have something lined up, you don't need to go longer than 6 hours, but if you go 6 hours, your body will burn fat every single time that you do this. And if you can't, don't worry about it. If you can only go 4 hours, then that's perfect. 5 hours if you don't eat super healthy, you're having lots of carbs, 6 if you want to burn fat, okay? From breakfast to lunch. After you eat breakfast, go minimum 4 hours, 5 if you eat a lot of carbs, 6 if you want to burn fat. You don't go past 6 because you'll end up eating like a trash panda like I used to, okay? Don't go longer. Your body will be like, we're in starvation mode, we're literally gonna die, what is happening? And you'll eat everything in the whole house, okay? Don't do that. So now, the next 4 is whenever you eat your lunch. And I'll give you some analogies. The next 4 is whenever you eat your lunch, it's the same thing. You go a minimum 4 hours before you eat again. If you eat heavy carbs, go 5. And if you want to burn fat, go 6. Okay? Now, after dinner, here's the 14. After dinner, this is the biggest goal. After dinner, try not to eat again until breakfast, okay? After dinner, try not to eat again until breakfast. When your body goes just a minimum 4 hours in between eating, your insulin levels come down, your energy goes up, your cravings start to disappear, just those specific things within day 1. I mean, maybe for some of us, as soon as like day 3, you will start to see those massive results. You have more energy, you have less sugar cravings, okay? after dinner, if you don't eat again until breakfast, you will 10x your sugar cravings. Also your liver glycogen tank, which is like your sugar backup tank that most of us, that is burning in between our meals because we're not waiting long enough to eat, that'll disappear. So when that liver glycogen tank is gone, now your body is burning fat. So yes, you drink water, absolutely. You drink water, black coffee, regular tea, absolutely. Great question, Lisa. Drink the water, at least 100 ounces, ladies, at least 100 ounces of water a day. If you can get 124, you're doing even better. According to the Mayo Clinic, it's 90 ounces of water minimum for a woman and 124 for a man. Drink your water, yes. You can have your coffee, you can have your tea straight up, right? And also electrolyte water too, which we'll talk about. Okay, so after dinner, don't eat again until breakfast. This is gonna be when you are like massively burning fat, okay? And insulin's coming down and your body's able to do all the things that it needs to do. Okay, so maybe you here's a couple analogies. Maybe you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you eat 9, 10, 11, 12, so minimum 4 hours. Maybe you can go until 1, so you do 5, so that's perfect for you. Okay, so then you eat at 1 o'clock. You eat lunch at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minimum before you would eat again would be 5 o'clock, okay? Maybe you can go until 6, so you go another 5 hours. And then after dinner, you don't eat again until breakfast. So that is 3 meals a day. Does that make sense? Okay, maybe you get up really early. Maybe you eat at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock, and then you eat 4 hours later, which is 10 o'clock, and then 4 hours later, which is 2 o'clock, and then another 4 hours later, which is 6 o'clock. So that is 4 meals a day. Does this make sense? Either 3 meals a day or 4 meals a day. Here's your disclaimer. Because if I came across this 10 years ago when my blood sugars were dropping every 2 hours, I would have never been able to have gone a full 4 hours when I was having issues with my blood sugars, okay? If this is you, you need to choose a protein option in between your meals. Beef jerky, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, Fairlife, Core Power Drink, OWYN drink. No, they're not the best options, but if you have them, use them. You can literally just Google your top 5 or 10 high protein snack options. You can have chicken with salsa, you can have edamame with butter and tahini, you choose. But a protein option, a handful of berries is not protein. A handful of berries is carbs. A piece of bread with butter is carbs and fat. Okay, eggs are a great choice, boiled eggs, cheese, nuts, anything that has protein in there, even protein and fat's great, protein and carb is great, but specifically make sure that it's a protein source. Protein will help to balance your blood sugar, which is the second thing we're going to talk about here in just a minute, so I can help you get the right amount of protein so that your blood sugars will stabilize. Because I went from 2 hours, everything dropping every 2 hours, to I can go a solid 24 hours without zero problems, no more issues, zero issues with my blood sugars ever, and they used to drop every 2 hours. If you do these things that I share with you and you stop giving up, you will see this will propel you all the way to your favorite body composition. This one thing. Okay, 4, 4, 14. Minimum 4 hours from breakfast to lunch, 5 if you eat heavy carbs, 6 if you want to burn fat and you have a big trip coming up. After lunch, minimum 4 hours until you eat dinner, 5 if you eat heavy carbs, 6 if you want to burn fat because you have a big trip coming up. And after dinner, don't eat again until breakfast. Drink your water, drink your black coffee, drink your regular tea, drink your electrolyte water in between, okay? It's the same thing, TAT24 life. Okay. So here's a cheat hack for your carbs, because if you love carbs like I was, like breads, pastas, pastries, muffins, noodles, sugars, all of the things, okay, for you, let's just say this is a cheat hack for your carbs, okay? So I didn't bring it with me. And then I was looking in the store yesterday, like literally one glass bottle of Bragg's apple cider vinegar. This is crazy. Oh, there's a book, The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. The Obesity Code, hi, Michelle, by Dr. Jason Fung. This is the book that you guys need if you still think you have to eat low fat and extremely low carb, and it talks about protein, and it talks about intermittent fasting, and it debunks like every diet culture myth out there, and he explains how everything is related to insulin. Everything is related to insulin, okay? So, The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. Also, there's a book, Life in the Fasting Lane. Same guy, Dr. Jason Fung. He talks about 2 teaspoons apple cider vinegar with diluted in a little bit of water. Not juice, okay, just a little bit of water. Apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons, okay? Hi, Sherry. Right before you eat or right after you eat. And again, every meal, so you can do it 3-4 times a day. And right before you go to bed. If you're already insulin resistant, which I see a lot of you commenting, this is gonna help to lower your insulin response by up to 40%. This is massive, because now instead of your insulin going sky high, even when you're eating the heavy carbs, right, the higher carbs, whatever, even the gluten-free foods, doesn't matter, okay, all that stuff's gonna raise your insulin. This will help to lower it quicker so that your body is burning fat faster. It is the most massive cheat hack for your insulin, for your blood sugars. Also, it helps to support your gut microbiome. It's gonna help with your blood sugars. It's gonna help with your energy. It's gonna support your immune system. And Crystal says it works, freaking do it. Crystal, again, can you please tell me, I'm sorry, I should know this. How much weight have you dropped again by doing this simple method? Can you please let me know? 2 teaspoons, Melissa, of apple cider vinegar, teaspoons, diluted in a little bit of water before, after every meal, and right before bed, okay? The book is The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. Do you know he debunks the low fat, especially in women? He's like, ladies, we need fats. It's whole fats, like the whole egg, whole fat cottage cheese, because those are, low fat's a chemical crap storm, whole fat Greek yogurt, paired with protein that's responsible in the process for producing your hormones. So if you're like, which, you know, they can put the fear of God in us in like any type of way that we're eating. Anybody can. Everybody has like the best solution, right? But if you tried everything to drop weight and you haven't tried what I share with you right now, you will see massive results in just as little as 3 to 5 days. Okay, I have a freebie for every single one of you. Crystal dropped 42 pounds in 5 months. I'm gonna remember that. Crystal dropped 42 pounds in 5 months following this simple method, you guys. 5 months. 5 months, so this is, what is this? February, March, April, May, June, July. Freaking, could you imagine 42 pounds down by July? You can prove me wrong, right? Do it, okay? So do the 4-4-14, okay. Drink plenty of water. You can do the apple cider vinegar trick. 2 teaspoons apple cider vinegar before, after every meal, and then before bed. Okay, this is gonna help to lower your insulin response, support your blood sugars, also help to support a healthy gut microbiome, which a lot of us need help in that area, okay? All right, so that's your very first tip. Here's where you're gonna grab your freebie. You need to grab this because I have a free challenge going right now. Crystal also just dropped 1.5 pounds from yesterday to today. Following this, we have a free challenge where we're actually taking the 4-4-14, we're wrapping it up for you.